So in the White House, you've taught courses in the West Wing, and you've taught interns, you've taught staffers, and what were some of the things that surprised you about what people did know, what they were pretty fluent about, and what were things that they were maybe just less fluent about when it came to etiquette?
In the White House, I teach as part of the orientation for all interns, so each semester, and I will say I'm always really encouraged by how serious they take things, and I teach a lot of groups, and the White House is consistently a group where they take things really, really seriously, and they're earnest, and they ask lots of questions, and they want to get things right. The interns are generally from all over the country, so they have different perspectives, and we talk a lot about like what is business attire and how do you ingratiate yourself in a effective way in the office. Many of them are really ambitious and hardworking, and they'd like to stay in Washington and have a thriving career, and so they're trying to walk that line between not being too forward, but then also expressing their desire to work in a certain office or learn more about certain types of work. So we talk a lot about being respectful and also advocating for yourself.
Well, what's amazing about rooms like that is you don't know who you're talking to.
Yes.
Especially in a place like D.C.
Yes.
Because you are looking at a sea of people who are very motivated. They're self-selecting. They're here in D.C. They're in the White House. You don't know who. Someone in there is going to be the next president, the next first lady. And that's what makes D.C. such a fascinating conversation around etiquette, because it can make or break entire careers. First ladies in the past, I think, knew a lot about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's interesting that you bring that up now, because this month is Women's History Month, so a lot of people are focused on First Ladies. And what I love in studying the First Ladies is that while they each had their own legacy, no one First Lady was exactly like another in terms of how they approached the role. Like some of my favorite First Ladies in the area of diplomacy and etiquette and hospitality were like Abigail Adams or Dolley Madison. Like Abigail Adams, how she would write letters to her husband who was serving as an ambassador in Europe, and how she wasn't just giving him updates on domestic affairs. She was really speaking her mind and helping influence her husband's views on policy. Or Dolley Madison was...
She's a bit of a party lady.
She really was. She was a wonderful party lady, and she was someone who would bring people together in what was otherwise a relatively acrimonious time. Like, we might think today that politics is so controversial, but it was pretty controversial back then, too.
How much diplomacy happens through spouses?
Yes.
And I mean, I think that's also a truism that's been the same case since we've had organized politics.
Absolutely. There's so much of like that carrot and a stick type analogy where you have the president or the executive, which is like the stick or like the military power and the force, but then you have the soft power, which is like the carrot that comes in, and together it's really effective. And it's not just the First Ladies, it's also the Chief of Protocol. Like we have Ambassador Monica Crowley, who's the Chief of Protocol now, who is just exceptional, and she's a great example too. And there have been many women and men, but mostly women in the protocol space that have really shaped what diplomacy looks like today.
I do pray for this next generation. I think that this revival into bringing more feminine, feminine soft touch skills is also going to help amplify this return to these soft skills that you're amplifying, you're talking about in your book. Allison Shepard, thank you so much for a refreshing break from the normal headlines that we normally cover. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some in the left-wing media are freaking out over this new contract between us at OANN and YouTube TV.
It's dangerous that One America News is being platformed on such a large digital streaming pay TV provider. You're freaking out about the fact that people have choice. You know, like people can't be allowed to hear what they have to say. OANN is not the only channel on YouTube TV. There's like dozens of them. So if you don't like what's being said here, we hope you stay, but there's many other things going on in the world. This is how the left operates, Alicia. They operate in censorship. They don't believe in choice and letting people do their own homework. This is the way the authoritarian left works. They don't believe in choice because they don't like the fact that we don't live in the 1960s anymore with 3 networks and your local newspaper.
We have to respect freedom of the press, the First Amendment, free speech. Remember that.
I want to begin tonight by welcoming and thanking all of our new viewers on YouTube TV. Overnight, One America News welcomed a potential 9.4 million new viewers on YouTube TV. So on behalf of everyone here at OAN, welcome to One America News. We are incredibly excited to have you.
This will allow all YouTube TV subscribers to enjoy 16 hours of live news coverage every single day, as well as all of AWE's lifestyle, travel, and family programming, and it will be available in YouTube TV's baseline package. Now, the Vice President and Global Head of Media at YouTube, Justin Connolly, said this about it. Our goal has always been to provide our subscribers with a wide range of content, which is why we're excited to bring One America News to YouTube TV. This partnership gives One America News access to our growing audience, while also giving our subscribers even more choice when it comes to news and entertainment. And we here at The Real Story are extremely grateful for the opportunity to now reach a wider audience. And we're also grateful for the time you give us each and every single day. And we're excited for the future at this amazing network.